Ha, they put a penis at the end of a rocket launcher.
You're pretty good.
Alright, let's see what this episode's gonna be about. I need to fucking lower the laptop so I can see this. Hello, people of the internet. I don't know because the last recording I did is gonna be tacked onto another episode, so I'm a fucking dumbass. Uh, Hi. So we're gonna continue our fucking trek, through MGS5 100% completion. Also, I'd like to just take a mention, oh, fucking S's, bitch. I am a fucking legend. Well, let's see, what do we got going on here? We got, man, War Economy is one of those missions that, like, everyone else likes, but I don't. I think, it may just be because I don't like Assassin's Creed style, tracking missions. They're very just like, oh, follow the guy and the fucking don't get the caught. I might just do Man Who Sold the World, because that's easy, and I could talk about how much this game's fucking writing sucks. I think I'll do that. Uh, and then we'll get to Metal Gear Survive a little bit later on, because this is right after the last recording, and I still can't get to sleep. Also, I like how it's the old MSF skull logo. Oh, got some titty in my face, bro. Got some big old cypress titty. With I don't even know like what kind of dairy animals that are popular in Cyprus, but I'm gonna say goat milk. And just leave that statement out there. Oh, she's cute with the glasses. Oh, he's. This is like that one fucking surgery game that's all anime and the stuff that Game Grumps played that one time. Oh, also, yeah. Here's my all my complaints about the writing that sucks in this game, because this specific cutscene right here, this was in one of the reveal trailers after Ground Zeroes dropped. And fucking Konami wonders why fucking everyone figured out. Yeah, see, look, and fucking. Well, they kept out this part, of course, but even like the last, like, what about him? Why would you keep that in there? That's ridiculous. It's so fucking like the entire story is fucking ruined like 3 months in advance. All these fucking threads on V from some fucking chuckle fucks, uh, in God knows where, uh, in their fucking like mother's basement, fucking found out by watching the trailer like fucking once. Like even like they threw so many hints at you as if you weren't gonna get it from that one sentence alone, because they showed the cutscene at the end of this mission, with Big Boss on the motorcycle, which also that was supposed to be a feature in this game that was not in this game, because fuck you, Kojima sucks. Um, but they showed the cutscene at the end of this mission of Boss on the motorcycle, and in this game he doesn't have the horn, so they had to makeshift put on a fucking like wrong model horn onto his head, as if like everything else. Like, why would they refer to another soldier in the first place? Hey, baby. Um, why would they refer to another soldier in the first place if he wasn't going to be important to the plot in any way, shape, or form? Like, it's so fucking. I hate it so much. And plus, this is like the only thing that the game really hinges on. Like, this is like all the story. Like, you got the whole entire angle with Skullface, but really, like, at the end of the day, the Skullface feels like he doesn't matter, because he fucking, like, He dies halfway through the game. Also, fucking spoilers for a what is it, like 2-year-old game now. Also, it's 3:16 a.m. That's stone cold o'clock, gentlemen. But this fucking game had so much wasted potential. Like, the only character that actually has any progression or development, uh, other than like you could say like Venom here, which also look there's Big Boss over there and fucking or as I like to annoy people with my stupid theory of Ishmael never existed. He's just a fucking figment of his imagination because he's fucking going crazy. Um, but yeah, the only character that gets development in this entire game is fucking Quiet. And that's not really even saying much because that's like uh, like 3 missions and like a few specific cutscenes where Quiet goes from "I hate you, big boss" to "I'm kind of indifferent to you, big boss" to "I like you, big boss," and then she goes away. Like what the fuck? Also, I never noticed how many like fucking lens flare. Like that, it's a fucking wooden door. There's like, it's not gonna shine that much. Uh, yeah, and you can make the argument that Venom gets some character development, but then again, like all the character development that he really gets happens like in content that was like 30% finished by the time that this game came out, and will never be finished because Konami made a stupid promise to never come out with single player DLC, which is retarded. Um, ugh. uh, can I skip this? No, I can't. Um, but Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like, because like the only character development, because this game was supposed to be like one of the big bosses' descent into madness, Venom Snake's descent into madness, and it really doesn't show because the entire game he's saving, like child soldiers and prisoners, and even though it's all for revenge, you're not really doing anything too horrible to get that revenge. You're in fact quite the hero. Also, for those of you who are confused of what happened because I'm skipping all the cutscenes, I broke his arm because fucking Psycho Mantis from Metal Gear Solid 1 blew up the place by controlling Volgan from the grave. Yeah, doesn't that sound fucking retarded, guys? Because it is. Hey, look, it's a Ground Zeroes poster. Flop. Um, where the fuck was I? There's so much bullshit that you can just complain about with this game specifically. Um, the drugs kicked in. The weed, bro. There's a lot of that in the Halo 2 playthrough on Ben McBraier's channel, which I will link to right there. Um, but yeah, like, it's supposed to be Venom's descent into madness, and he does like so much like good guy shit, and the only like real evil thing that he actually does in the story, unless you're an asshole who plays this game wrong and sets everybody on fire with petrol bombs. Um, it fucking the in the Kingdom of the Flies, which is if you don't know, there's a part at the end of this game where Eli takes Sahelanthropus after you put it on the R&D platform, and Eli jacks it with all the other kids. Wow, that sounded horrible. Jacks it with the kids. But he hijacks Sahelanthropus and goes like on a rampage through Africa or some stupid bullshit. And the last mission of the game is supposed to be Eli ransoming fucking Sahelanthropus for the body of Big Boss. And you're supposed to be fighting like XOF forces, and it's supposed to be like this really cool thing where you're fighting Sahelanthropus piloted by Eli. Did I? Oh fuck. Sahelanthropus piloted by Liquid Snake. If you didn't know, that's who Eli is. Um, and the end of that mission is supposed to be you accidentally shoot Eli, and because there's this mechanic through the game that isn't really like well established of whenever you get injured, um, you you have seizures that make it so that Snake can't see red, and Eli is wearing the same stuff as all the XOF guys, which is like the big like white outfit, but Eli's like covered in blood because he's fucking evil, whatever, evil British blonde kid. Um, and so like Snake accidentally shoots him, and he goes up. He's like, "Oh, did I kill him?" And then like he didn't because he's wearing a Kevlar vest underneath it. But immediately, like after he like shows concern, he's like, "You know what? Fuck this kid," and napalms the island with him on it. Uh, but of course, like Eli survives that because he's in Metal Gear Solid 1, which is after this game. If, in case you didn't know, it's a game that takes place in 2005 takes place after a game that takes place in 1984. I said takes place so many fucking times. Uh, but that's what that whole situation was supposed to be. And the thing was, on the island were also all the African kids, I mean, you could say like the reason that he's napalming the island is because Eli had the vocal cord parasite in him, which triggers after puberty, and he's right at that ripe old age of like fucking 14 or whatever. Uh, but like, I don't think they. It was either because they didn't finish the cutscene or some other. It was either because they didn't get to finish the cutscene or Snake just napalmed the island with all the black kids on it. Wow, I probably shouldn't be just calling them black kids. But he napalms the island that Eli is on with all the kids on it, which is a really fucking like dark act, but he never does anything like this in the rest of the game. It's kind of like a sudden like siege snaps, and it's kind of specifically after, hey, let me just smack that ass. Uh, specifically after I think the Shining Diamonds, even Shining Lights, even in Death mission, which has Snake going around shooting all of his own men. Uh, which, I mean, I guess that that kind of sucks, but I would expect like a little bit of development out of my characters, not a single event that changes like their entire perception on life itself. But yeah, that's all the character development that Venom gets. He goes from being a hero and like the oh, look at me, I'm Big Boss, and then goes to, oh, I'm gonna fucking kill children in like a split second. Uh, but shit, man, he fucking killed those black kids. I thought Kaz was the racist. It wouldn't surprise me if that was on Kaz's order. He says he hates kids with guns, but I think he just hates them because they're African. Because those Japanese people are very, very adamant on their racism. I don't know about necessarily towards black people, but I know they really don't like General Gaijin, which I think is just non-Japanese people. Which, man, that's a fucking generalization if I ever heard one. Anyone who, like, imagine if like white people were like, oh, these fucking like spigots, and spigots meant like everyone who isn't white. I don't fucking care. Like that's pretty fucking horrible. Uh, why did I start going off on a tangent about Kaz being a massive racist? I don't know. This game's fun. Uh, but yeah, you can definitely tell because even like they have like very few story missions that actually like progress the story itself. Uh, like the few that I can think of are off the top of my head are this mission, uh, the one where you save Kaz, Phantom Limbs, uh, fucking Where Do the Bees Sleep because that introduces Sahelanthropus and reintroduces Skullface. Um, Hellbound, where you go get Emmerich, Quiet's boss fight. Um, fucking, I guess Mafinda oil field because that introduces you to Africa. Uh, man, there's so many Africa missions that are like completely useless. I guess Trader's Caravan because that shows off the skulls for the first time, I believe. No, they show off the skulls for the first time in the Cause mission. Uh, but that's like with the metallic archaea talking about that. The Man on Fire, quote unquote boss fight, where you go and you find like all the vocal cord parasite garbage. Code Talker. Uh, Skullface, where you go and you pursue Skullface through OKB0. Sahelanthropus boss fight, and then in the last chapter of the game, which is chapter 2, which isn't fucking finished because this game is fucking great, guys. Am I right? Um, I keep on like, oh yeah, here's that mechanic where all the red turns blue. Isn't that pretty neat? Uh, and the fucking, I think the only mission that actually like has any sort of story significance, the only two missions that have, well, I guess three, but then again, there's like 5 new missions in chapter 2. The rest of them are like repeat missions. Uh, like the only 3 that I can think of are this mission, a quiet exit where quiet goes away, and oh, what was the other one? I can't even think of the other one now. I don't ever remember. Oh, I remember going through the store. Never mind. I can't even remember what the other one was now. Damn. Oh, Shining Lights. Yeah, I was talking about it earlier. Aha, I got the big hides. But like this game has like 50 missions in it, and like only like a good like 30 to 40 of them are like individual like separate missions. Do you know how to shoot a gun? Military man who's supposed to think that he's big boss but he isn't really, because nothing can be simple in Metal Gear. Nothing can be simple. Hold up. But every other mission in the game has no story significance whatsoever, unless you want to count like, oh, go rescue the intel agents, because we gotta find out what the thing is, and because they need to meet their child soldier quota, they have the child soldier missions. Actually, no, there's Eli's mission as well. Which, man, Eli, the whole entire like thing with Eli is that is such like a fucking bullshit coincidence that he would be in Angola, Zaire, where his quote unquote like father is also like conducting operations in. I'm just gonna refer to him as Big Boss from now on because he's supposed to like think that he's Big Boss. Hey, you faggot, kill yourself. But he's supposed to like think that he's Big Boss. So I'm just gonna refer to him as Big Boss from now on, unless it's like to explain something that fucking requires me to specify that he thinks that he's Big Boss. Hey, oh wow, they're fucking Russian. I'm fast as fuck, boy. Where's there's the exit? Okay. So I need to land 20 shots on the man on. Wow, that was a really great shot. But every other mission in the game, this is the point that I'm trying to get to. Every other mission in the game could have been fucking scrapped, and the overarching story wouldn't have been affected at all. So like the big thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, go kill yourself. Damn, all the suicide talk today is not very PG. But they spent so much time making a bunch of missions that didn't matter. They made so many missions that just didn't matter in the slightest. Like, why do I have to go rescue the intel agents when you can just like explain? Oh, we have a mole that found out that blah 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 blah. Like all the missions are like it's the same thing with Kojima's like, hey, look, it's the statue of the boss on fire. Um, it's the thing that I was talking about in the last episode with Kojima's unnecessary need to over-explain everything. Uh, I don't know where that gun came from. Or he just everything has to be connected in some way, shape, or form because it has to shut up. I'm a master writer. My name's Kojima. Wow. uh, because like every single mission is like, oh, we found out about Code Talker because of this guy that you gotta go save in this fucking insignificant mission. But you could easily explain it in just like a simple cutscene. And plus all the missions in the beginning of the game where you're building up Mother Base, like I like a sense of progression, but at the same time Peace Walker didn't have the best system. So I mean, you could have just done that in like a good like montage. I got an S rank because I'm a fucking baller. Um, you could have just done it in like a quick montage. Uh, it's unnecessary for like the overarching plot of the game. Uh, and you just fucking OKB0 was a thing that was also in the trailers to be a feature in this game where you go back to the playground and ground zeros. Man, his boots look ominous. I wonder who it is. Hey, look, it's Ocelot. Uh, but yeah, here's like the big twist of like the big reveal of the twist that everyone with two fucking brain cells figured out like what like fucking months in advance. Uh, God, Kojima sucks at writing. That's it. I started this episode saying that I was going to talk about fucking.
Use that bike.
I was going to talk about Metal Gear Survive. Yeah, and here, this cutscene makes me mad because, like, really think about it. Like, wouldn't a motorcycle be so cool in free roam? And in fact, that was originally teased to be another feature in this goddamn game that wasn't in the game because Kojima doesn't know how to fucking fund properly. Oh, let's see. What is my dude's face? I forget. Oh, look at the burns on him. Uh, but just good God, man. Kojima doesn't know how to like properly use his funds for his video games. Like I think he spent like an unnecessary amount getting Stephanie Justin on board, which I think is kind of like, I think that's kind of funny because Justin's not really like that much of an actor. In fact, like before even she did this, I don't know how many acting gigs she had because she's primarily like a fashion model. And that outfit's really cool. I really like that jacket. Uh, but Kojima doesn't know how to put money towards different things. He doesn't know what budgeting is because, Metal Gear has always been like a really successful franchise and like at the forefront of Konami. So he's never had to worry about funding. And then when MGS5 came along and Kojima's like, okay, I'm kind of sick of making Metal Gear. and he puts all of his like money into trying to make this project that's like too fucking good to ever come out. And then he gets into an argument with the fucking somebody so he can't even finish his own game. God, Kojima. All right. Anyway, I think that's a oh god. I hope that's picking up on the mic. My neck just fucking broke. Uh I think it's a good segue into Metal Gear Survive because there's a lot of people that are talking about how Metal Gear Survive. Wow, that was kind of an awkward face. How Metal Gear Survive is going to be a really bad game because Kojima's not on board with it. And like I've explained this in videos that I've done on Ben's channel in the past, but I've never said anything about it on this channel. Uh, fucking just like because this hack writer. Uh, okay. Because this hack writer isn't on the crew that severely, not severely, but noticeably lowered the quality of previous games in the franchise, isn't involved because fucking there's no reason to be mad because Metal Gear Survive, in my mind, is not a like Metal Gear like tactical espionage action video game. I'm seeing it as like, and even though it's kind of stupid to not see it as like a traditional Metal Gear game, what other Metal Gear games have been co-op? Peace Walker. Peace Walker was a PSP game. Faggot. um, sorry to any gay people. That was just a general. I've always associated the word faggot with annoying person, not gay people. Uh, but like even then, like Kojima doesn't do anything with the gameplay. And Metal Gear Survive is obviously not going to be a game about the story. And here's the thing about oh wow, the PS4 is getting loud. Um, here's the thing about fucking Kojima fanboys. It's that just oh no, that's not my PS4. My PS3 just turned on to update itself. Okay, I got really. I can't tell which one that is. I'm really concerned. Uh, but yeah, Kojima has nothing to do with the gameplay. Uh, and the gameplay is the core aspect of Metal Gear Survive. And even if you love Metal Gear for the story, like someone like me does, uh, I'm going to go into Metal Gear Survive as fan fiction because it doesn't matter really like what's official because everything's up to your own interpretation. Like there are tons of people that really like Dark Souls One's story. Okay, no, that's my PS4 because the PS3 just got done updating and shut itself off. Um, because there are like tons of people that like they love the original story of Dark Souls 1, okay? And they love all the characterization, they love the world building, they love everything that went into the writing behind Dark Souls 1. But uh, by Dark Souls 2, which was made by the B team, which obviously had like an incredibly different uh, view on how they wanted of what they thought Dark Souls should be. Um, and so uh, that that whole like story is considered by a lot of people that play Dark Souls 1 and love Dark Souls 1 as I know some people hate the term, but I'm going to use the term not canon or just straight up fan fiction. And you know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that because it's a video game. Your opinion on a video game and your viewpoints on a video game don't fucking matter. Whatever like makes you sleep at night, think that as long as it's not like, oh, I'm gonna commit all these genocides. uh, but I think the PS4 has finally calmed down a little bit. But just if you really like the Metal Gear story and you're worried that Metal Gear Survive or Metal Gear Solid 5, Metal Gear Solid 4, or any of those games like ruined the story for you, then just don't think of it as like official or important because it doesn't matter. Like at the end of the day, it's a video game. It doesn't matter. You know, just have like whatever discussion that you want. Have whatever viewpoints that you want. If it really like bothers you to the extent that it ruins like the rest of the series for you, then just don't worry about it. Hey, Dee Dee. Boof.
One more time.